Do either you or Charlie have an opinion about how you think things are going to go? Are you bullish or bearish?
Charlie and I never have an opinion about the market because it wouldn't be any good and it might interfere with the opinions we have that are good. If we think a business is attractive, it would be very foolish for us to not take action on that because we thought something about what the market was going to do or anything of that sort, because we just don't know. And to give up something that you do know and that is profitable for something that you don't know and won't know, it doesn't make any sense to us, and it doesn't really make any difference to us. I mean, I bought my first stock, I think, in probably April of 1942 when I was 11. And since then, I mean, actually, World War II didn't look so good at that time. I mean, the prospects, they really didn't. I mean, we were not doing well in the Pacific, and I'm not sure I calculated that into my purchase of my 3 shares. But I mean, just think of all the things that have happened since then, you know, atomic weapons and major wars and presidents resigning and all kinds of things, massive inflation at certain times. To give up what you're doing well because of guesses about what's going to happen in some macro way just doesn't make any sense to us. The best thing that can happen from Berkshire's standpoint, we don't wish this on anybody, but over time, is to have markets that go down a tremendous amount. I mean, we are going to be buyers of things over time. If you're going to be buyers of groceries over time, you like grocery prices to go down. If you're going to be buying cars over time, you like car prices to go down. We buy businesses. We buy pieces of businesses, stocks. And we're going to be much better off if we can buy those things at an attractive price than if we can't. So we don't have any fear at all. I mean, what we fear is an irrational bull market that's sustained for some long period of time. If you're right about the businesses, you'll end up doing fine. It's not so difficult to figure out what will happen. It's impossible, in our view, to figure out when it will happen. So we focus on what will happen. This company in 1890 or thereabouts, the whole company sold for $2,000. It's got a market value now of about 50-odd billion. You know. Somebody could have said to the fellow who was buying this in 1890, you know, you're going to have a couple of great world wars, and you know, and you'll have the panic of 1907. All these things will happen. And wouldn't it be a better idea to wait? You know? We can't afford that mistake, basically. We don't read anything about what business is going, the economy is going to do, or the market's going to do, or what anytime I see some article that says, you know, these analysts say this or that about some business, it doesn't mean anything to us. You can do very ordinary things. I mean, what is complicated about this? But, you know, we're $3 billion pre-tax better off than we were a few years ago because of it. There's nothing that I know about that product or its distribution system, its finances, or anything that really hundreds of thousands or millions of people aren't capable of, that they don't already know. They just don't do anything about it.
If you're agnostic about those macro factors and therefore devote all your time to thinking about the individual businesses and the individual opportunities, it's a way more efficient way to behave, at least with our particular talents and lacks thereof.
We are not trying to predict markets. We never will try and predict markets. We're trying to find wonderful businesses. And the fact that a part of the market is kind of screwy, you know, that's unimportant to us. We really just focus on businesses. We don't care if there's a stock market. I mean, would we want to own Coca-Cola, the 8% we own of Coca-Cola, the 11% of Gillette, if they said you know, we're just going to delist the stock and we're never going to, you know, we'll open it again in 20 years. It's fine with us, you know. And then if it goes down on the news, we'll buy more of it. So we care about what the business does. Throughout the careers Charlie and I have had in investing, there have always been hundreds of cases or thousands of cases of things that are ridiculously priced and phony stock promotions, and that's always gone on. It always will go on, and it doesn't make any difference to us. I mean, let's just say there was no stock market, and the owner of the best business in whatever your hometown is came to you and said, look, my brother just died and he owned 20% of the business, and I want somebody to go in with me to buy that 20%, and the price looks a little high maybe, but this is what I think I can get for it. Do you want to buy in? I think if you like the business and you like the person who's coming to you and the price sounds reasonable and you really know the business, I think probably the thing to do is to take it and don't worry about how it's quoted. It won't be quoted tomorrow or next week or next month. I think people's investment would be more intelligent if stocks were quoted about once a year, but it isn't going to happen that way. So